Coming in crackly from the Podcast Junkie studio, it is 2 mics, 1 marriage. We're back. Who knows when you're watching this, but let's call it a spooky Halloween edition.
Yay, podcast.
Thanks. Well, good support there. Way to pick that up.
This is going to come out in like Groundhog Day.
No, it'll be February 2025, and people will be like, why are they talking about Halloween? But This is our life right now. This is what we're doing now. You'll learn about it later. We're like really fancy influencers on social media where you don't actually see where they were until like 2 months later.
Yeah. We've been described that way by all the kids out there.
Well, it's like we're on a reality show.
Yeah.
And we taped it last year. And now you're watching it 9 months later after Bravo got it to cut it together.
Yeah, and a lot of things have changed in our life by the time you watched it. We're not even together anymore.
Psych.
Podcasts don't even exist.
Well, no one would be putting it out anymore then.
It's post-apocalyptic in my rendition of where we're going to be in February. So
that's beautiful. Way to get people hyped up for the future.
We're all
it's going to
dead.
be like a post-election world, and we're all going to be,
Yeah, Kanye won. AI's taken over.
Diddy's out of jail.
Yeah,
he's living with Epstein.
VP.
Thailand. All right, so who knows what dimension or timeline you're watching this on, but we're happy you're here.
Watch our podcast to feel better or worse about your life. You decide.
Man, I kind of felt, I felt worse about my life because you made me watch it, because for the love of TV.
For the love of TV, what are you talking about?
For the love of TV.
Oh, there it is. Oh, whoa. Okay, I didn't expect that to come up.
This guy made me sit through most of the Vince McMahon documentary.
And it was just a brief 6 episodes.
27 episode.
6 hours, 1 hour each, and that was it. And you got from birth until his, I guess, kind of demise.
Yeah, succession plan. It was like a trailer trash version of Succession.
Yeah. I mean, I would think that you could at least, I thought maybe you would appreciate it from just a general business perspective.
And I would have. You bring up a great point. I definitely would have appreciated it from a business perspective, and I did, but he's such a chauvinistic douchebag that it makes it hard to, root for him.
Well, they addressed that in the end where the guy, one of his partners, sort of brought that up at the end that they didn't like how it was portrayed because they thought it made him look bad. And they said, you guys didn't talk about any of the nice things he did where, like, my wife had cancer and he helped her get the best treatment available and she was supposed to only live 2 years and now she's been alive for 20 plus. And so I think what happened with the
I think he did nice things.
Yeah.
But you got to do nice things when you're a super douche. You're walking around like an asshole all the time. I mean, definitely he has an ego. I think we can.
Oh, for sure.
He's living in a fantasy world in which he is the king of his world.
And he thought he was untouchable for a long time, and he was.
Well, he kind of was, because nobody cared about wrestling as much as he did.
Well, he made people care about it. He turned it into this global phenomenon.
Yeah, it was super lame.
It was made for the casual. No, it was made for the casuals.
Boys.
The documentary was made. No.
Oh, okay, the documentary. I thought wrestling was made for like idiotic 11-year-old adolescent boys. I mean, right?
They tell a story in the ring, for the record. It's maybe beyond your comprehension, but
now they do. In the 80s and 90s, it just seemed like there was a lot of titties out and a lot of concussions.
Mankind versus Undertaker should be taught in history class. I am putting it out there. It is a part of pop culture. It changed a lot of lives. So I don't know. I think it has its place. I honestly don't watch it that much anymore. It's tough when I don't have anyone else to watch it with. I remember one time I wanted to go watch the Royal Rumble at a bar, and I called and asked if it was on. And the guy said, "What's the Royal Rumble?"
Of course.
I said, "Oh, it's a WWE
you're in the
event."
Wrong decade, man.
Then he started. Well, it was on in bars in Pennsylvania. I remember when I was in college.
Let's think about that statement for a moment.
But I went with my friends to go see the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania at a bar when I was in college.
I know, but there's a lot of things on at bars in Pennsylvania that would never be on in a bar in South Florida, and WWE is one of them. But so Vince McMahon, I could say Undertaker was repping hard for him.
Yeah. Undertaker, very well-spoken guy behind the scenes. He's finally retired, and now all he does is just podcasts and interviews. But back to the documentary, because everyone's wondering, what does Dan think about it? I know that's the thought on everyone's mind.
That's what I was thinking about it while you were forcing me to watch it.
It was just a breezy 6 hours of, but it was a lot. I didn't love it. Because I knew a lot of it. There were parts of it I didn't realize. I thought it was a little bit unfocused, where it's like, all right, is this talking about the life of Vince McMahon, or is it just the history of wrestling, which obviously he pioneered, but still, there are times it felt unfocused. And I think why that happened was because I think they started filming it in like 2022, and I think they had a direction they were going with it. And then all the scandal stuff came out where he had to step down, and I think they had to pivot it a different direction, but it's like they were already kind of filming it for another direction, and you could feel that.
So you think that they started the documentary by wanting to make him like almost like a hero. And they've had, I mean, a hero with obviously flaws. Every hero has flaws. But a general like overcoming of the industry, and I mean, there's a big thing with him versus Ted Turner. Like, that was like a lot of the documentary I saw.
Yeah, the WCW versus WWF rivalry.
Well, I didn't even know they were different things.
I think they just wanted to show who he was, which was just a savage, will do anything to get ahead businessman, and then you can kind of decide for yourself how you feel about him. But they more shifted towards like, yeah, they made him look like a scumbag.
Well, it's weird because like you do start getting like businessman, like apprentice Trump vibes from him, and then the sexual assault happens, and then you get like really big Trump vibes from him.
And weird daughter stuff.
Yeah, and then Trump makes an appearance.
Trump's
in there. He's doing his. Was that on WWE or WCW?
WWE. Yeah,
okay,
WWE.
He did his appearance.
It was the hair
showed
match.
That.
Yeah,
of course it was.
President Trump is the only president that has a Slammy. He's the only one. None of the other one. Grover Cleveland, no.
So does that make him more or less appropriate to be president? I feel like that would exclude you.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a plus or not.
Not today anymore. I don't know. Like,
I'm gonna say I wouldn't hate if Kamala had a Slammy. Like, I wouldn't hate it. Like if she had a Slammy, it wouldn't make me like her less. So I don't know.
Condi Rice is way into NFL, and none of you motherfuckers cared about that.
Yeah.
She's way deep on the NFL, but anyway.
So
back to Vince
McMahon. My final thoughts on it. There were some things in it. The best episode I thought was when it showed his relationship with his kids. And I watched in the Attitude Era, but man, he really put Stephanie through a lot of weird and traumatic storylines, and a lot of stuff that just seemed inappropriate to like push your daughter through. And there was even like storylines that they didn't do. There was going to be a storyline where like Vince McMahon impregnated her and like
no way.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, that's so creepy.
But they never did it.
Of course, because that's creepy.
But there's storylines where they're like, she's in the ring and they're like ripping her clothes off, and there's like when she came out to the ring, everyone would yell slut, slut, slut. Like I mean, really like
he wrestle trafficked her. You know what I'm saying? Like he rode her through the rings.
He did, and the guy is just. I mean, he's ruthless. Like the night Owen Hart died, they finished the pay-per-view. And he said something like,
so
if I fell and splattered in the middle of the ring, he's like, I would want them to finish the show. And I'm like, that is too hard.
Well, it's because he invested in it. He's the only one who has the real ROI off the show. Of course he wants it to finish.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ad revenue tied up in the rest of the show. God, a football player gets knocked unconscious, they got to wheel him off. You don't know if they're going to like restart the game, but WWE, the show must go on.
Does it? I don't think that it does. I feel like people would have understood if they would have ended that pay-per-view after someone died.
Well, I'm not saying for the people. I'm saying for Vince. Yeah. That's who the documentary's about. I mean, he was clearly doing it all for himself.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing was a grandizing of his ego.
Right, and I think that's what he thought it was going to be to start, and then the things came out about him, and then they had to shift the focus, and then he did a tweet saying that he thought that it was portrayed in a way that was misleading. So, I mean, I don't feel that it
I don't think it was misleading. I think he's an asshole.
Yeah.
I think
he's
a douchebag.
He's a ruthless person. I'm sure he has. I mean, yeah, he's made the careers of a lot of people, and yeah, I'm sure he's transformed a lot of people's lives, which he has, but he's also ruined some too. So
yeah, there's a lot of people who got rich who are like vegetables now, or dead, or
most of
committed
them.
suicide.
Yeah,
It's not like there's like a lot of happy endings with pro wrestlers.
No, with wrestling too, like it's like, we do comedy, and if you fail at comedy or you go up and you suck one night, it's like, all right, that wasn't fun because I bombed, but like it's not like you like break your bones,
your neck,
like
yeah.
You don't like ruin your body for the rest of your life. Like it's like, well, that was some mild embarrassment. And
I think the one who came out the best in the documentary was his kid, the son.
Shane O'Mac.
Boy. Shane, I hope you get over all those daddy issues. Man, he is never going to make his dad proud. And
No.
I think there's probably, after that documentary.
Well, there was one interesting thing I didn't realize in there that they claimed, which they kind of disputed, was Shane was saying that he pitched to Vince them purchasing UFC early on before it blew up. And then I think then Dana White bought it. Because Dana White didn't create it. He purchased it for someone else. Pretty famous story. But I guess Vince had the opportunity to purchase it per Shane's suggestion, and he didn't do it. And Vince told a different story in that. But like, I think that was a point of contention of like, this could have been another $1 billion thing. And then they merged with them in recent years. So, yeah.
Wow.
It was interesting, but a little bit unfocused and didn't need to be 6 one-hour episodes.
You know what? Like, watching it, and, I know wrestling, I know all your favorite things. Okay? And it surprised me that through all the decades, how they tried to keep up with what was going on and, like, current events and stuff like that and mirror it, that, like, there was never any WWE matches that was decided with a battle rap. And battle rap is one of your favorite things, and wrestling used to be one of your favorite things. Could you imagine if they merge the two together where there's a wrestling match with a battle rap at the end?
They may have done that because John Cena was a rapper. That's when he started to get over, that was his thing. He was a rapper, and he would like rap on his way to the ring. I don't remember them ever doing a battle rap. They should have. That's
right? Oh my gosh.
I don't want to say $1 trillion idea because I think that's too low.
Vince, I'm sure you're watching this. Yeah. It's on your Google feed. # Vince McMahon.
Yeah. But no, Minda.
Well, we talk about this for Who's the Bitch.
Yeah. So we're at the house and we're like, so who's the bitch in this conversation?
Good one.
Where we like are discussing a marital disagreement.
Well, you don't have to actually read the definition of it.
I want to get the point across.
27 podcasts in, and we still we can't enter
or
a
only
segment
2
smoothly.
in because we don't know when we're putting this.
Who knows which one you're watching
or
at
is
any
this
time?
The first or last one, or is everyone dead? Who knows?
Yeah,
So yeah, I watch. I don't want to say an unhealthy amount of battle rap because I don't think there is an unhealthy amount, but I watch quite a bit of battle rap. Shout out King the Dot. Shout out URL, shout out Gate to the Garden, shout out RBE.
Well, you watch so much battle rap that I'm surprised you don't start the podcast that way. Like, I really thought he was going to say go, and you were going to start with the shout out announcements and sponsorship portion.
I just shouted out podcasts in general.
Yeah.
Because I got confused that you were plugging Halloween. No, I watch a lot of battle rap, and sometimes like when we're doing a trip, I try and put on battle rap, just like when we're doing like a trip to Orlando or something. And I have to immediately shut it off because Minda goes, oh, I could do that. That's not even good. And it really upsets me because Minda thinks that she can battle rap.
I'm just saying they write a lot of that. It's definitely like some of it's off the dome or whatever, but like a lot of it's pre-written for sure.
Yeah,
And if I'm pre-writing, I can come up with stuff as good or better than that for 100%.
No way. You see
the off-the-cuff quips that I come up with right here on the podcast.
Some of the ways that they rap is so intricate and it's so detailed. It's not only are the lines really good, but it's also tailored very specific to the person that they're roasting.
I understand. I've listened because it's weird, not just on trips, but Dan likes to listen to a lot of battle rap while he's doing his very professional corporate job during the day, which is a weird kind of yin-yang situation. You're like inputting all this very important information into the system with
and you think
battle
there's
rapping.
a juxtaposition. Here, it fires me up to staff is the thing. It gets me going.
Get you going? Get you ready to jump on the phone?
Yeah, so here's how the complexity. So there's a battle rapper I'm a big fan of named A Ward. He's a Christian battle rapper, and he doesn't curse, but he's probably...
It's so weird that you're a fan of a Christian non-cursing battle rapper.
Yeah, I know, but
That's like
he's probably the best.
you hate.
He's one of the best, if not the best, doing it right now. And he one
He's
time...
white or black?
He's white. He once did
like the Eminem of battle rap without cursing?
There's a lot of white people in it. Sharon and like a lot of them are like dorky too. Like
I know the Jewish guy.
Iron
that
Solomon.
guy.
There's more than one Jewish one. Frack is also Jewish. There's several Jewish battle
I would
rappers.
never know that Jewish guys had taken to battle rapping so fervently.
They're good though. They're what?
Because they're great writers.
Backpack,
and that's what,
backpack rappers.
Yeah, well, that's what battle rap is. It's just pre-writing and filling in.
No, I mean, it's not, because there's a rebuttal component too, where you don't know necessarily what order you're going in because there's a coin flip. And then when they do something, you got to rebuttal it.
I understand. I do stand up, right? There's a set. There's jokes that I wrote. There's still crowd work. I have to go off the cuff. That doesn't mean I didn't write all the other stuff.
So you're saying they should have to freestyle the entire thing? Like it wouldn't be that good?
I'm just saying if it was really battle rapping, you don't freestyle shooting off ammunitions on the battlefield when you're at war. So I'm just saying if you're going to pre-write it, it's not as impressive as you say it is.
No, but it's like any sort of competition where whether it's a basketball game or boxing, you come in with some sort of strategy to defeat your opponent, and that's how you go with battle rap. Where if you have someone that's like maybe goofy or funny, or you have to battle rap, you have to, go up against him different than someone that's like hard.
You say different things.
Yeah.
So you tailor it to your audience and to who you're battling. Totally get that.
The rhymes are incredibly complex.
Because they wrote them before they got there.
Yeah, but like you have
That's why. It's not like they try to be like, oh, we're so off the cuff. Look at me come up with shit off the top of my head that you've been saying for 10 years.
But like some of the big rappers, they're putting out a new battle every week, which means they're writing out a new set each week. I mean, we don't do that for stand-up. We don't do a new set every time we go out.
Josh Johnson does.
Okay, that's one person.
Well,
we don't
that's
do that.
Somebody.
You don't do that. And if you don't write out your set,
I'm not a battle comedian. So why would I? I'm a regular comedian. I've never walked out there saying I'm ready to battle with comedy. Do I do roasts? No, I'm not.
Well, here's the thing. You don't really like being roasted that much. And they say some really mean things whenever they battle rap. And I think you would struggle with that part of it.
Okay, well, you're probably right. I don't like when people are mean to each other. I don't think it's necessary. I like
they're
to be
super mean
to like general groups of people where I'm not really singling somebody out for the meanness unless they deserve it at a show and they won't shut up. Then I'll be mean to them. But only if you force me to. I don't like to be. There's some comics who just want to be mean.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mean, but if you bring me to a point at a show
like
where you're disrupting the entire show, I gotta kind of shut you down. It's just what I have to do. So apologies to all the white girls who I've shut down at shows.
She has.
They're usually white.
Many a Karen has left. Sad.
Well, that's what you got to do. All right, so maybe one day we'll battle rap. We've been talking about closing the tour with a battle rap because, again, it is pre-written. So it's something that would fit in nicely to what we're doing.
Well, then at that point, because we'll write our own raps, then you can prove if you can't beat me, which
I could beat you.
There's no way you can beat me in a battle
totally
rap. There's no
you.
chance.
Outside of the fact that you're more likable in general, my words will cut deeper.
No way. I've watched hundreds of hours of battle rap.
What, are you just going to steal other people's raps?
And I know all the things that make you sad. So.
That was pretty mean to say, just on the surface, but
See,
that's fine.
That's what you have to look forward to. And that was just a taste of what you have coming whenever we
we have a whole tour for you to put it together.
Yeah, so that's, I think we will get to that. We're going to write our battles and do it. I think that'll be a fun way to close our show. Or it might be awful. We'll try it because we're both very white. So I'm not sure.
Maybe we don't like battle rap against each other, but maybe we battle like with all the things that we hate. Like we just talk shit. Like it's a one bit like shit talking fest.
So we do a freestyle battle, or we do a freestyle rap session at the
like
end?
we do a freestyle rap session at the end of a topic that people hate, like Key West. On Happy Wife, Happy Life.
Oh, what a transition.
Dan has dragged me to Key West, even though I said it's not going to be that great a few times, vice versa. And you've come out of the whole thing saying, like, you hate Key West. I feel like you could battle rap just roasting Key West for, like, a half hour.
The entire region.
Yeah.
I do. I think Key West sucks. I think everything about it sucks except the six-toed cats. That is the only thing that is good about it.
He likes the Hemingway cats.
Yeah, and I guess like history or whatever, but whatever. If you want to see historical shit, go to St. Augustine. It's way better, way more ghosts. Like everything about it is better. Here's why Key West sucks. So, there's nothing about it that you can't do in South Florida. It's like, you want to ride jet skis, you want to parasail. You can do all of those things in South Florida. Oh, you want to get drunk at the bars? Like what you can do that in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, at Boca. You can do that in Delray. You can do that in West Palm. Like there's nothing special about it. And it's like stay in this hotel, this grimy 2-star hotel for $900 a night and do something that you can do better in South Florida. Like I don't get the appeal of why people go down there. Like maybe I guess we're not into boating. Maybe like boating.
You definitely gotta have a boat to enjoy Key West. I would like Key West, but it's a little far for my taste. I'm used to getting to a whole world of theme parks in less than 3 hours. So 4.5 to an island thing that kind of like, I mean, I guess Key West is cool if you want to be naked.
Yeah, I mean, Fantasy Fest was interesting. I mean, that was an interesting experience because
Dante's place was cool. It's all a lot of like debauchery.
I got to see some titties, so that was cool.
And you love titties.
I do, but for every titty was a dong because it was naked guys and girls, so it was a trade-off. So for every titty you saw, there's also a dong, and I think that's fair. I'm all about equality.
A dong? When did we start using that term?
This is a clean podcast.
Dicks out, clits out. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa,
that's what Key West is about.
Can we edit that out? Holy shit.
That should be the tagline for Fantasy
That
Fest.
was a hard C.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Well,
all right.
Okay, well, someone had to break it open. Yeah. See, and that's why you think you're going to win in battle rap? Yeah, right.
You got sad when I said I was going to say mean things.
In this song. What? Shut up.
Well, really good rhyme, dong and song. Did you pre-write that?
No, I didn't. That's why it was subpar.
Yeah, I think I saw that on the list.
I'm going to go far.
Don't rap your way out of this. So, yeah.
There's chickens and roosters. You like livestock?
There's chickens lots of places.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we don't go to like Miami or Hialeah a lot. Where else are you seeing chickens roaming the streets?
AFC.
No, not where you can eat them.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Kauai had chickens.
Wasn't there chickens where we did our 4-wheeler thing? There was. Yeah, I think it was
Hawaii.
No.
Oh, 4-wheeler.
In Miami.
Well, there is chickens in Miami.
Yeah. Okay.
So we don't go to Miami.
But it's closer. We don't really go to Miami
so
either.
white.
This isn't a pro-Miami conversation either, but at least
we're
Miami's
not
closer. But no, I think that there's nothing really interesting or unique about it, and I don't care for it. I think it's really expensive.
It is kind of pricey for everything that was built like 40 years ago.
I don't think like the restaurants are like amazing either.
Well, the food's okay. I mean, seafood or nothing.
I think I like the other Keys better. I prefer Key Largo.
You're a big Key Largo guy.
Yeah.
We did a Travel Jerks Key Largo. It tells you all the greatest places to go in Key Largo and where not to go, because that is the beauty of Travel Jerks. We roast people.
Yeah, that's probably even more important. So
one of 4 episodes we got out right before COVID.
So yeah, no, but like you say, Orlando versus Key West. Orlando,
100% epic.
1,000 times better.
Of course.
Like there's so much. There's no Velocicoaster on the Ave in Delray, but there is bars in Delray where we can go out. Like.
Yeah, so there's that, but I don't know how that has to do with Oh, you're saying Key West is just a bunch of bars on an island?
Yeah.
With subpar food. So it's like taking where we already live, but making us drive 4.5 hours on an excruciating long drive, by the way, to get to our house, but on an island with chickens.
Yeah, the only thing kind of interesting about...
Parking sucks in Key West.
Parking sucks. The only thing kind of interesting about Key West is people don't care about stuff there.
Yes.
Like there's
flagrancy. Everyone is
flagrant. Like when we went to the museum that had the six-toed cats.
Hemingway. It's
Hemingway.
House. It's the Hemingway house.
Hemingway house.
He left it to the cats.
Yeah, the Hemingway house. And when we were there, there's an old guy running it, and like they just took cash, and I was like, "Can I just park here? Do I need a parking pass?" He goes, "Nah, man, I'll remember you." Like, okay. I just
boom, you're in. That's Key West.
It's like, whoa, island time, Jimmy Buffett, whatever. Like, that's the whole thing there. But no, it's terrible. Go anywhere else.
Yeah, don't go there. You might get in a fight. Luckily, we can kind of, I guess, agree on the fact that it's not top of the priority list. Unless we're doing comedy. There's great comedy in Key West. But outside of that, kind of been there, done that. Seen the dicks, seen the tits.
Saw the dongs.
The dongs. No,
I saw the dongs in the bosoms.
Almost 10 years, I don't think I've ever heard you use that word before, dong.
I'm trying to mix it up. I'm trying to, like I said, there's a clean podcast.
All right. Well, maybe we should wrap on Key West because if you don't
go
there, we're telling you not to go to Key West, but we are telling you to please, for the love of God, come see us on tour. Come hang out with us. It's actually getting super fun.
Yeah.
And we're like really awesome at it.
We did our first show. It was really cool. We had a great time.
Everybody loved us.
Everyone loved us. I would say if I were to say they probably loved Minda more, who doesn't. But I
don't know about that, but I was pretty funny.
Yeah, she's extremely funny and beautiful, but compliments to Minda aside. Come see us, 2 Mics, 1 Marriage tour. Follow us, 2 Mics, 1 Marriage on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, LinkedIn. We're going to LinkedIn now?
Yeah. What's the platform that Trump's on instead of Twitter?
Truth?
Yeah, on Truth.
We're on Truth?
No, we're not on any of those. We're
not on X either. That seems to be going really downhill. Don't want to put time
so just
there.
Instagram and YouTube and TikTok.
And soon to be coming straight out of Laughing Spree Studios. And you can find us at Laughing Spree Studios and all of the sketches we do with local comedians. We make them up ourselves. You can also find Travel Jerks. Dan did a bunch of broetries. There's a lot of good stuff. You can find that at Laughing Spree Studios.
Afraid Rejects.
Yeah, Laughing Spree TV. It's all on the same YouTube channel. So you don't have to go to other channels. Yeah. Because nobody wants to click around. You don't have to subscribe 5 times. You just subscribe once.
Yeah.
And you can listen to us more than just on the podcast.
Yeah.
So check us out. We have a sketch that we're going to be dropping for the holidays. Ways to survive a holiday dinner. So you guys can check that out.
It's a classic. Check it out.
It is a classic. It's one of our favorite Laughing Spree Studios sketches. Check us out on 2 Mics, 1 Marriage, the tour, the podcast, the universe.
That's all our things. Just follow us around just in person when we're on the street.
Yeah, you could stalk us a little bit. Actually, Dan more than me. I'll get freaked out by it, but Dan will secretly kind of like it.
I would like it. I would kill for a stalker.
Yeah.
All right, that's our show.
All right, that's an episode. See y'all later.